Some new concerns this morning about a potential conflict of interest involving a longtime Clinton ally and someone who works for the FBI. The Wall Street Journal reports campaign finance documents show Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe and his political action committee donated nearly $500,000 to the state Senate campaign of an FBI official's wife last year. That donation made up more than a third of the campaign funds for Jill McCabe's first run for office. McCabe is the wife of FBI official Andrew McCabe. She announced her candidacy in March of 2015. The same month, it was revealed that Hillary Clinton used a private email server during her time as Secretary of State. And Andrew McCabe, in his position with the FBI, later helped oversee the investigation of Mrs. Clinton's private email setup. Well, Governor McAuliffe is a longtime friend and political ally of the Clintons. He was Bill Clinton's chief fundraiser. Hillary Clinton appeared with him in Northern Virginia in 2015 as he pushed for more Democrats in the state legislature. Let's talk about it with Basil Smikle, executive director of the New York State Democratic Party and a former senior aide to then-Senator Hillary Clinton. Noel Nickpour is a Republican strategist and a former Republican congressional candidate for Florida's 18th district. Welcome to both of you.
Yeah.
Noel, what do you think about this?
You know what? Bad optics again and again and again. And you've got to look at someone that ran for office, you know, someone contributing over a third of what your campaign took in general is bad. But the second thing of it is, during this investigation, while it was in full swing, McCabe's husband actually got promoted within the FBI over, you know, in this case. That to me, in itself, does no one really think, look, this is going to look really bad?
It is said that Terry McAuliffe helped recruit this woman. He wanted a Democratic legislature. Nothing wrong with that. He's a he's a Democratic governor, wants a Democratic legislature to stamp his legislation. He wanted this woman to win. So obviously his political action committee steers nearly $500,000. He gets the state committee to kick in another couple of $100,000. Ultimately, she didn't win, but it just raises all kinds of questions.
Well, I'm not so sure, because if, you know, having been a candidate for office and also running a state committee right now, I can tell you recruiting candidates can take up to a year or more prior to when the election is held. And so we could see that even with the investigation into the emails, she could have been recruited a year prior to that. As head of the state committee, I can tell you that, yes, you're absolutely right. As a Democratic governor, he is going to want to support all of the Democratic candidates. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's a contribution of these large sums of money going directly into this person's pocket. That's not what it means. It means that it's for mail. It's for things that campaigns do. So I don't see, I mean,
we
can try to, mail is very expensive. So, you know, they're $30,000 to $40,000, $50,000 per mailing. So these things are expensive, number one. Number two, it doesn't have to be conspiratorial. It's a Democratic governor supporting a Democratic candidate.
The FBI said in a statement that Mr. McCabe, the FBI, he's now number 2 at the FBI, played no role, attended no events, and did not participate in fundraising or support of any kind. But you don't have to participate in fundraising to have a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling for the people who just gave your wife more than $500,000.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, and you've got to consider this. In the political landscaping of the Clintons, the Clinton Foundation, and knowing, you know, Hillary Clinton running for president and the whole shebang, wouldn't you finally, you know, figure out the reason that, you know, if we do anything that even appears shady, even looks shady or strange, that we are going, you know, possibly to be headlines on the news? You know, when is common sense going to prevail in this? And although I agree with you on mailings and it's very expensive,
sure,
that's not what's at play. What's at play is another bad optics of pay to play.
Well, look, let's go back. First of all, Hillary Clinton's name is nowhere in this story except that she knows Terry McAuliffe. I'm sure she knows, but she knows. But let's think about this though. She is not directly involved. Number one. Number two, the recruitment of this candidate, I imagine, took place before. But listen, I imagine that she wanted to run for office before any of us ever knew about emails. So to sort of imply that all of this was going on concurrently and that Terry McAuliffe does not have a vested interest in supporting a Democratic were it not for Hillary's emails. I don't think it looks shady. I just think there's the confluence of a lot of events here. We're trying to attach this to Hillary because people want to believe that she's, scandal prone. I can't buy it.
Terry McAuliffe admits urging her to run. There was at least one meeting where he urged Jill McCabe to run for the state Senate the same month that Hillary Clinton's email situation came to the public light, which, of course, happened because of the Benghazi committee.
And my sense is that if the governor is at a point where he's encouraging somebody to run, they probably started that conversation a long time prior. That's my sense.
It's just like Loretta Lynch and the tarmac and Bill Clinton.
Oh.
It's bad optics.
Well, I would disagree, but we're going to disagree. Yeah,
Okay.
That's good. We're going to disagree.
All right, Noel Nickpour, Basil Smikle. We'll keep our eye on this case. Thank you both.